Hello there, good afternoon and welcome. I'm Wormslayer2146. It's Wednesday, 31st of May 2023, and finally we're back with more tiny trains in Factorio. I did miss Sunday just gone, planned a stream in, but a family thing came up last minute on the day and had to cancel that. Sorry for that. Hopefully we'll have a good session today and in the coming Sunday, and we'll kind of make up time by having a productive few streams. We'll just see how it goes. Keep it chill today. Last session we got our a kind of raw resources, iron ore, copper ore, stone being mined up within the grid, the kind of city grid that these tiny trains are living on, and the trains are operational, not doing much constructively, but they're there and they're moving around, which is pretty cool to see. I'm pretty happy so far with kind of cute and fun the whole thing is. Today, mostly I just kind of like to build the grid out more, fill in a square, you know, or some of the missing blocks around the depots, that kind of thing. Walk in lots of big squares, getting stuff built, help the base take more shape, but hopefully within those squares that we add today, do a bit of the smelting so that we'll get iron plate, copper plate and stone brick available as well. Not necessarily going to make any things or any intermediates, and probably not going to get to petrochemicals today, though I'd like to do that in the next stream. If we go at the pace I'm hoping for, then we'll get some oil processed in the next stream. But yeah, today just build out some more grid and do some smelting hopefully, and just kind of see how much we can get done, what shape we can do, get a few more depots into place, maybe just keep building out. Let's hop in to factory. It has been a week, I guess. I missed one, so catch up with where I am. What have I got on me? A bunch of iron ore for some reason. Nowhere to put that really, do I? Just fill in what I can. I guess I just have to live with the rest for a while. Not carrying much rail stuff, so is there any in our car? Parked conveniently nearby. A little bit. Not sure that's enough signals for a whole square, but I'll make a good progress of it. Let me move the car out of the way. So we've built down here in order to get a bit of everything connected, and we do generally need to build outward towards more raw materials, because it's going to be a bit like a triangle or a pyramid. The more every element that I want to make is going to use up a whole grid. So if we have a grid square that's making entirely yellow science, that's going to need to be fed by a lot of the stuff underneath it. So we're going to need more than one pack of iron for sure. There's a few around. I'm not sure how many we line up with nicely. So we do need to kind of build outwards towards those things. But at the same time, if a depot is supposed to cover all the adjacent squares, I'd like each depot to have a set of adjacent squares all the way around. Also opens up different routes the trains could take. So we've kind of got the top corner of this depot to fill in, and then the left edge of this one. And then I guess we've got another depot to put in down here, kind of where I'm stood. Yeah, where I'm stood. And fill in. So for now, I think we'll build whatever this is, MO48, MP48. We could do iron smelting in one of them. Could do copper smelting up here. Maybe stone could go in MO47, which we've already built. So fill in that kind of gap, I guess. Let's get the blueprint out. Need to, yeah, every time we stamp in a square next to a depot, which is every square, it creates a bunch of blueprints we don't actually want. That's very annoying. Not easy to avoid. I think we should, or we can avoid that by building the squares first. Then we rip out the middle and build the depot into it. It's a bit annoying. We can get another blueprint that's just the internal of the square, but you do need the outside to get all the routes done properly. That's not ideal, but in any case, let me mark all the trees to be chopped down up to that edge, and then oops, but stamp in 2 there. And we'll come cancel a bunch here. Can't do that from this view. Hey, Nick Blue. Nice to see you. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. No spaghetti. Nope, no spaghetti is permitted in my factory. We make linguine here. Can't cancel that for some reason. Guess we'll have to come over and deal with that. Oh, unless I can deconstruct and cancel. There we go. That'll help. Looks like I got it all. Just check the pink plans. There's still a bit of rail and a couple of power poles there to cancel the building instruction on. Where was that bit of rail? On the corner here. There, that should be good. We can go around building all that. You sure are having a Wednesday. Well, in many ways that's better than not having a Wednesday. But potentially not as good as having a Friday or a Saturday perhaps. Something of that nature might be nicer. I've got no power poles, that's interesting. I think we just kind of build what we've got. I'm going to throw junk into the car for the time being. Wire belts slow and wire belts yellow? Because we're not that far in. I mean, we've got red belt research, we're just not making it anywhere. And bots are on only a couple of upgrades. Where are they? Speed 2. Not much. Playing City Block early game. I wouldn't say this is early because it's vanilla. We're actually quite far in. The starter base makes enough stuff to get up and running. I suppose the main reason is if it's a really stupid idea, like if the tiny trains is a really stupid idea, I'd rather know that sooner than later than spend a lot of time. Because if we just stayed in this starter base, we could have just launched a rocket from there, and then like, what's the point of doing this in the first place as well? Considering. Yeah. Launching a rocket is early game if you're... I mean, I am planning on building big, so that wouldn't necessarily be such a big deal. But I don't, I didn't want to just... We've launched a rocket in under 8 hours, so we could just launch one even quicker, and then, like, you've kind of done everything. It will put me off even bothering to do this. So I'd rather, yeah, start making the city grid early. It is early to do it with yellow. And with really slow robots. I almost did it without robots at all, but very quickly realised that would have been a nightmare. So we have some robot help. They are slow. And we will relatively quickly change everything we've built over to blue belt, I guess. We'll just skip red entirely, probably. If I made a mess there, looks like I have. That's a bit better. Oh, did we? We did. That is MP48 East. Which makes that MQ48 West. While I'm here, let's chop these 2 rogue trees down. Then a whole bunch of trees here to get rid of. Oops, didn't want to get rid of the rail. That corner, good. No, a little bit there. Other than that, that's that edge good. Okay. Head along the top a bit. Are we low on? Kind of low on signals. Don't have enough stops either to do the whole thing. But we can fill them in when we fill the power poles in anyway. It's no big deal. Just mark those trees up there while we're walking past. Chop them later, but just make sure they're marked up for removal. What's that one then? That is MP 49 South. That's MP 48 North. I think. It's filled in. Good. Is that built? Should be. Not missing much. Okay. Both of these done, and then yeah, we'll fill one in. How do I want to do it? I think yeah, we want MO47 can be stone smelting. MP48 can be iron smelting. That's fine. We'll do that next. So we need to handcraft the electric smelters to achieve that with. We can do. Pick up some stone brick. Oh, we've got quite a few red chips on us. That's interesting. We need to work out how many we need, though. Could be quite a few that fit in. We did that math a while ago, but I'm sure I would have removed it from the planner. Looks likely. Just add something here. It's the same for all of the smelted items. If we're using that, and we want to make ultimately a blue belt. Yeah, so 72 is the number I had in mind. But didn't we, in the planning, like lay something out to check it fit? Doesn't look like it. Maybe in a stab in the dark. Oh, we did in the tiny one, right? And we did in the giant one, but we didn't in the one we're actually using. Okay. Either way. It's a multiple of 72 that we need, so I guess we can do 72 or 144 with 2 belts out. Or more, if it fits. I doubt it does, but we could... each station can handle 3 belts, right? I mean, that's what we've got here. 3 belts worth feeds in, so it could be, you know, planning ahead for 3 blue belts. Although planning ahead's a bit pointless, which I guess... I do think we've removed the roboports. In that, in the future when we actually want to use robots, we can put them back in. And at the moment we're not using them, so... no need to plan ahead for them at this point. We'll go back in and change them later. Have to change everything else. It won't be as simple as just changing the colour of the belt and everything's good. That's never going to happen. I doubt. And that being the case, what we actually want to produce is 3 yellow belts, which is for 72. 3 yellows the same as 1 blue. Or we could do double that and have 2 stations leading away, if there's space. So yeah, either 72 or 144 is what we're trying to fit into a single square. Although, it's 1-to-1 in to out, right? Yeah, 3 belts in, 3 belts out, so I need to factor that in as well. What are we unloading at? We can do 4 full belts? That doesn't sound right. No. It's 2 full belts at a single station. Okay. So we can't do that much. The most we could do, if we had 2 stations coming in, that's 4 full belts of ore. So we could do 4 full belts out. Even though the station could handle more, we can't produce more. So it'd be 2 stations in, 2 stations out with 4 belts of yellow, which would be 96. So that would be highest throughput we could do. So it's probably what we should aim for on the first attempt. And if that won't fit, then we can do less. Just finish building everything first. We need to run back to the starter base to get the resources and everything like that. I could be optimistic though and just try and build in. Try and handcraft 144 smelters for each resource. It's quite a lot, isn't it? 144 is 1,440 steel and stone brick. It's not too bad. We probably got that sat away waiting for me to grab. But it's also 720 advanced circuits, which we probably do not have sat waiting for me. We'll have some though. We'll have something. We can find a way. Is that all but the poles and the stations? And the trees in the middle, but we can cut them as we go. Just an odd instruction at the top there we need to fix. Yep. Cool. Just drive back and get medium power poles, train stations, more red circuits, and see what else. Find the car. I thought I parked here. Oh, parked at the bottom of this square. It is on the minimap. Not being able to find your car in the car park is not a problem you should have when you're the only person on the planet. Base should be above us somewhere. Oh yeah, I can see the radar. There's the power poles. This time I managed to avoid. I might just do the thing, actually. Wood we can put to use. Just random stone and ore I've picked up I'm going to destroy. Stop them from doing that. That's fine. That's got some space. What did I want? Power poles are here somewhere. There they are. We need a lot. That should do us for a while. Some more train stations there. The big complicated one, yeah. Over here. Could grab other stuff while I'm here, ready for another square, but I might leave that. Want to make some smelting first, and then we'll do more. Which I'll probably need other stuff for, but we'll take a couple of trips if we have to, whatever. Just want anywhere where we're making red circuits. So there'll be some here for the blue science. We could piggyback off that. Science isn't moving at the moment. There's nothing worth doing in particular. Well, there's some making inserters. That's a shorter loop. So that's, I mean, 3 machines making it. What's this? A lot more than that. So let's head over to there. I'm just going to grab them off. Start storing them in a box so that we have more readily available to us in the future for whatever we need to handcraft. More electric smelters is the most likely thing. So they're making it past the science, just in case I do turn it back on. We'll do it down the end here. Somehow. Sure. To only grab the circuits and not the engines. And they'll start stacking up. That's good. What did I need to begin with? 700 and something? I mean, while that's grabbing some, I'll go to the belt in the east and scoop what's there, and then we'll come back and see what we can grab out of there and hopefully get somewhere in the region of 700 stacked together for us. I scooped some, we're almost 400, not bad. We do need to get steel and stone brick as well, but that'll be easier from the furnaces. Which I might take the car towards, carefully threading between the poles and the trees, not destroying anything. Stopping off at that box we placed. What do we got then? 700 and a bit. Perfect. She might not drive any further than that. There's a lot of power poles here, very likely to hit them. But yeah, these aren't moving, so there's like 100 in each of them, right? Should be easy to get whatever it was that we needed. There's 1400 and a bit, which I think is what we're after. And I'm out of inventory space. So we'll throw poles into the car's trunk. Make a bit of space. Find stone brick, get the same amount. Could be enough. I should make 144 electric furnaces. It's actually pretty simple, it's just there's no intermediate product. I mean, we picked up the advanced circuits, that's the intermediate product involved, 5 seconds each. Might have made them by the time I get my head together and drive back. And that's enough to start with, I think. We'll see. Let's head down there and start, and then, you know, we can come back. It's fine. It's not that far to drive. What's wrong with those trees? Need the poles out of the storage. We're going to get this one properly finished off. Get the trees out of the way, the poles built. Try not to abandon the robots as we go. Oh, they're happy enough. Just want to do that corner. And we'll do this edge and then we'll do the middle of the square after. Yeah, bottom's already done because we did the square beneath it. Makes sense. They're named, so just the ones in the middle. Oh, I didn't do those ones. Okay. I did pick them up, didn't I? Yes, good. Robots are in. That lot is all built. So that radar should be up and running. Yep. But we're missing a radar here. Interesting. Must have just been missing it in the past when we built that square in. That's better. Straight line on the edge. And uncovers a bunch of uranium. Interesting. It appears to line up quite reasonably with the grid so far. As does that copper and the stone together. That's an interesting one. Two things to drill out the same square. I mean, might be a problem with yellow belt, but when we've got better belt, we'll be able to do both in one. We do have to bear in mind. So that one is a depot. 1, 2, and then depot. 1, 2, and then depot. Is that right? Yeah. So that's good. The depot doesn't get in the way of that iron, we'll still get that. But then 1, 2... all of that copper and stone, and that's a depot square. That messes with the plans somewhat. I'll have to decide what we do there. Then we're going to have to skip the depot or put it in one next door instead. Break the pattern, which I hate doing, but we need the resources. I know they're infinite and we can go get them, but that's a big chunk nearby is very handy, so... we'll see. It's a future problem, but not nice to know it's coming. Okay, that station is MP48 West. Cool. Or have I missed anything? Just some bits on the corner that we're heading towards anyway. Good. Tree isn't marked for whatever reason. It's all good. Oh, some signals were missing there. And here. Are they? No, they're power poles. Don't know why they were missing then. That. Fine. Robot seemed a bit confused there for a minute. Okay. That square is all good. Let's finish building what we've got ghosted here, and then we'll start doing the smelting of iron. Like the design will copy paste, I assume. When we're good with it. Be handy if it does. That one is this MO49. South. Trees done, poles done, that station, all the signals seem fine, as far as I can tell. That one, MO48 North. Big clump of trees to remove. Not too much wood. I assume vanilla the wood stacks to 100 and it's the greenhouse mod that's changed it. Can't exactly remember. But glad to have it stacking to 200. Which wood annoys me. When you've got tons of trees to chop down. Same as stone annoys me when you've got tons of rocks in the way. So I'm missing. Oh, part of that station. Guess I just didn't get quite close enough for a robot to be sent over that. There we go. That's sorted. That is MO48 East. So they're all in, they're all named. This... Just change that while I remember. When we go over, we can redo them polls. And yeah, like I say, put the roboports in later when they're actually relevant. If they ever are, you know how much I love belt and inserter. But I do think there are some bits where I'll start to play with modules and therefore bot supply. Mouse wheel having a nice fun time there. That one's good, that one's good. That will change over when we walk there. That's where we're going to do the stone smelting, so we'll be there soon. But soon enough. Let us work this out then. So first we're going to need to unload ore. And I still do want to kind of follow the pattern of unloading at the top and loading at the bottom, although... What did we land on? 4 belts in, 4 out at the moment. If it'll fit. See how that goes. Emu Bob, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate that. Hope you're having a good day, man. Four in, 4 out. So we need to unload in 2 places. So do we want to unload at the sides and send them out the top and bottom? Maybe? Vice versa? Unload at top and bottom? Yeah, sure, something like that. So unload at the top and bottom. And then loading solids on the 2 sides. And then the space we've got in between all that, we're trying to fit 144. It looks possible. We'll see. I need to downgrade them belts. And we don't need the liquid stuff. So I'll strip all that out. Sure if that was my original plan with the design, just to leave the liquid stuff even if we're not using it, but I feel like taking it away, so I'm gonna. That is that tidied up. Looks fine-ish. Yeah, we'll work out what direction those belts are going to go in a bit when we start placing the buildings down. Need to downgrade all of that as well. I think we worked out in the last stream that loop back was unnecessary. I mean, it's there, I'll leave it, but we had a good look at that at the end of the last stream from what I can remember, and now I can't remember what we concluded, which I guess I've probably done dozens of times over the time of playing, learned about it and then forgotten. Worked out how it's supposed to be and then forgotten. It's not doing any harm, so it can stay for now, but sure yeah, when we were looking at this one, it's like it's okay to go to 4 to 3 and you don't need to loop it or anything. It's fine. Strip out the liquid stuff from here as well. Good. Get that belt in. That station's good, looks it. Last one on this edge. Missing material. Don't think I am. No. I just got confused for a minute, I guess. I'm short of wooden chests, so let's make a few more. It's charging, they're not quite done. It's hard to tell in night vision mode what is a ghost and what isn't, but I think they've done it all. No robots are moving, so that must be good. Okay, there's the stations in place then. So I would guess the south one will smelt on the left hand side and go out on the left hand side. Smelt will head up and then back down. Could work. If we've got 96 machines across 4 belts, $24 per belt. Makes sense. Should have been able to do that in my head. 24 per belt. So if we have... Just take a stab at where to start. I'm looking for 12. Yeah. 12 there and 12 there would be good on to the same belt, but they're not. So, all in one long... Thank you, mouse wheel. One long line of 24 would be fine, or 2 long lines of 24 immediately next to each other would be fine. But that is not going to fit, right? Doesn't look like it's going to fit. Can go down one more at the bottom. That's close to it. It's 22, so yeah. Extra 1 there, extra 1 there. Kind of. It's also kind of unnecessary in that there's more left to right space than that. We don't need it all in one long line, even if it can do it. It would be quite neat to have it all in one long line. Quite neat, other than it's slightly too long. What is that? That's 48, yeah. Don't think it's the most efficient use of the space. So where's halfway? That's there. So I cancel that lot. 12 down is to there, so we'll remove. That'll be 24. We can have that there as well. And then we can have it there and there as well. Which is all more central, neater. If less compact than it need or could be. Good, though, like that. 96 is the right number. Why did I make 144? Never mind. Got the numbers jumbled. But we need more anyway in the future. So 96 is all we're building into here for now. When we upgrade to blue belt, the whole picture will change. And we'll probably just have one in, one out at that point. One station in, one station out at that point. But for now, use what we've got, I guess. That being the case, still neat to unload, you know, like this, onto the splitters that are then all combined. Though unnecessary. What's the speed of it? It smelts 1 every 3.2 seconds. At speed 2, so every 1.6 seconds. If your Hell mod will tell us, won't it? If I change that there. So 96 machines would need 25 inserters. Long-handled inserters, therefore long-handled inserter per machine is fine. It's quick enough for the process. Sure. Not that I've got any long-handled, but we can make them. just to make it one line out and one line in. Tempting. So juggled differently. In from there, out to there, yeah. So that's the inbound ore, that's the outbound plate. We just, yeah, need a lot more. Let's just make as many as I can with what I've got on me. We might need to go get more resources. But that'll work if that's fast enough, which this says it is. At least for the time being. That's good with me. It's neat. Switch. Ore is in on the left. That stops there, and then that is the output. Wrong thing for all the others. Although they're the other way round. Which is going to need more long-handled inserters than I've got. I think we're even making them anywhere. Probably should have, but I mean they're cheap to make. It's fine. Could go grab a bunch of yellow inserters or whatever. A bunch of iron will do the job. There are 2 belts out. We can't do more because we can't do more in, so we do have to face up to that. Or what are you supposed to do here thing, and yeah, I'm pretty sure we concluded you don't need to do anything, and even if it's 2 in and 3 out, you don't need to loop it back around. Each one is divided by 3 each one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the conclusion at the end. You just don't need that loop back around. Things to be spread evenly. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it like that. Sure, it's fine. So I'm going to, yeah, this end. How should we do this? Down across or across and down? Probably across and down. We'll use a bit more belt, but it's neater. If it'll fit. I'll bring all of these together. But it's actually only 2 belts. So we can combine those 2 halves and those 2 halves and then balance them with a single splitter. Again, we could do that further back, but neater is better, which between the poles would be my preference. Let's do that. And then bring 1 into there, and 1 into there, which we have just enough belt to do. So to do this side, we need more belt, we need more inserters. Let's go get them. After, I guess, building out what we can. Robots are busy doing that. Oh, and we probably need more of the other inserters too. They're running a bit low. These robots back inside. Cool. Where did I park? Over there. We grab a bit of coal to top this up at some point. If we go past any, which we're about to. A little bit more. That's a bit too much, but there we go. Oh, I could have used that wood, I guess. Would have gone a bit slower, but we have it. Oh well. Different things. Do we need any of them? Not so much. Inserters, though. That'll do us for a while. Just while we're here, I will grab another stack of undergrounds. And then go shopping, I guess. What have we got? Don't particularly need any of that right now. Could set up some more trains, but let's finish what we're in the middle of. Don't need any more train stuff. Okay. What do I feel like I'm missing? Belt. That's further over. Should I have restricted this? Probably should. 1,000 is enough to stop at, right? Yeah, it is. I will restrict it to that much. Every time we come up, grabbing 1,000 will be plenty, I'm sure. Lots of belt as well. That'll do us. And then do I have some yellow inserters here? Let's grab them, why not? And the iron. More iron. And yeah, make sure as many long handled as we can. Let's grab a bit more spare iron for whatever emergency comes up. That'll do us. That'll be enough inserters for now, though we will need more for the next thing. You know, that's the next thing. Sure. Let's take all this back and carry on with what we're halfway through. One thing at a time. Here we are. So also want to copy paste what's below, don't I really? Why not? It's going to be the same. That'll join up there, and then plugs into there, but something not right? This changes a bit. Could be like that though, right? Yeah. Looks fine to me. So, quicker to build straight lines myself than leave the robots to it. There we go. Check all these are on blacklist mode. Yeah, good. Looks like some of those inserters are missing. The robots do them. When they charged. Seems good. Okay, do the rest. Hard to tell, but I think they've done them. Belt along the bottom there. And that's all plugged in good, I think. The robots aren't trying to do anything, so must be good. We can definitely fit a lot more, so yeah, when we're up to Blue Belt, we'll be able to push this a little further, and maybe we'll be able to use all 4 stations with Blue Belt as well. What would that be, just out of curiosity? When it's Blue Belt, it's still... It's interesting, actually. The unloading is based on Blue Belt, so we might be able to get more than 2 Yellow Belts out of that. But I don't really know. We could do some testing to check, but it's based on the white inserter unloading at full upgrade level, so it grabs a huge stack, more than we're grabbing at the moment. So with a current inserter level, we couldn't do 2 Blue Belts, but we can definitely do 2 Yellow Belts, but we might be able to do 3 Yellow Belts. It's unknown, so I'm not going to mess with it. We'll keep it as it is. But it's based on having 2 Blue Belts in at a station, so it's a similar kind of deal. We can't get the maximum output for the station. The station can handle 3 belts out, unless we do 2 stations in, 1 out, but it's a bit weird. So I think we'd just be up in this to do what we've just done, but with 4 Blue Belts, 288 furnaces. 288 triple what we've got there. I think it could be done. Bit of a squeeze at the tops, but I think it could be done. So that's something to look forward to. Quite a few streams in the future, but we'll get there. Cool. So, I mean, let's get it up and running. Why not? Following the same logic we have at other stations, though I do think the numbers are too small, will always be too small. If I can grab that much, which I don't want to do that because they'll immediately start delivering coal here. I kind of want to grab quite a lot of it, but not all of it. That much should let me get the wiring. Some of the wiring. Between the chests and everything, which is helpful. And because you copy-paste wire for free, I won't run out. Which is weird considering, like, you have to make an electronic circuit to make the wire, but you can copy-paste it for free. How did we do those poles? Pretty sure it was there. Yeah, aligned with that one, not with that one. That's there and into the light. And then that is already wired in. This is a requester. But there is a threshold on them. Can I see those signals? Yeah, so the threshold is 100. And the holding is 800, which... I'll do that here too, but I'm sure it won't be enough. For the throughput we're looking for. It's interesting though, we'll see. Somewhat confused why it hasn't scheduled anything. Unless I missed it. Doesn't look like it. There's a train missing from there though. Well, what is going on? Don't see any trains in motion. I do see a station I haven't renamed. What is that? MP46 North. While we're here. Oh, I did a copy paste, so they're renamed as for whatever reason. That is MP48 South. East. North. And the west. Okay, that's better at least. I'm missing something, I haven't plugged it in right or something. This is a requester of... It's negative 800, not 800. There we go. Now it's going to try and bring 800 iron ore here. Perfect. Or, you know, it's a start. It won't be enough, but it's a start. We'll see how it behaves after that point. Meanwhile, this is wired up quite differently, isn't it? They are speedy. It's just coal and everything, but, and you know, it's a tier 1, not a modded train or anything. They are speedy. It's got what he's after. Should just do the loop and come back in. Unloads a bunch of iron. Another one is sent to get 200. Pretty soon after we should get another one for 400. Yep. So there's a constant amount of trains coming. There's for the other 200, but in the meantime we have run out. Though evidently from how it's flowing through here, we could handle more than two yellow belts. That next train, is it going to make it before that dries up? Maybe if his friend hadn't stopped him at the roundabout. No, there's going to be a gap. Which at the moment is okay. That guy is unloaded and off, the next guy is in. And the next one's being scheduled. It's not particularly smooth, and I do think actually just upping the number could make it smoother. But those belts coming through are doing okay now. There's like a constant request for more trains to keep moving, which is how it should work. And that might not work as well if the number was bigger. Or if I get the balance of those two numbers wrong between how much they can get and how much they should hold. But there is a gap again coming up. It's interesting. The numbers aren't right, but you know, we'll get there eventually. I need this little cluster of things amongst other stuff. I want to just not... Well, it doesn't matter, this is a provider that we're not actively dealing with, so I could just copy the whole lot. Except that changes the station name, which I'd rather avoid if I can. Grab that much initially. That there. And then grab all of that. What am I missing? I'm missing both coloured wires between those poles. Which, yeah, makes a hell of a mess. But everything's wired up. They're currently stopped. Because there's no train sending any information, I guess. Change them. This is iron plate. And this is a provider, as long as it's holding 1200, sure. Which it already is. Cool. But I am missing some other wire, aren't I? If I'm not copied the stop, we need to put a green from the stop to the pole. I think. Kind of hard to tell. Yeah. From the stop to the pole. And then make sure they're both plugged into the light. Which they are not. That one is red, needs to plug in from there. And green needs to plug into that light from somewhere. Maybe. No, just from the constant combinator, okay. Right, because it's not the light that matters, it's the inserters. Controlled by that one. So I think that's good. At least the wires and everything are right. But to save from having to do that again, I'm gonna just rename the station this time. That is east, not west. And that is north, not south. run around and see if there's anything I need to build into them. The east one will need some combinators, but we'll see. North should have just copied all the wires and it's good. Oh, that pole, of course. That pole was missing. It's all good. So we should see a lot more trains moving now to constantly supply iron ore to both the top and bottom until the outputs get, you know, filled in, the buffers get maxed out. Supply is definitely not fast enough like this. So, I mean, let's try and get that right. What do we need to do? We just need to have more iron here, like, all the time. What's the maximum we can hold? It's 848. 480s? No. Stack of 100, 48 times is 4800, and there's 8 of them. So 38,400 is the most we can store. Or are they stacks of 50 for ore? I think it's stacks of 50 for ore. Yeah, it is. Okay. Eight chests holding 48 stacks of 50 ore is 19,200 ore. That's the most we can store here. And we're asking for 800. So we can ask for a hell of a lot more than that. What if we really wanted to stack them up and we said 8,000? Sure. We're pulling out 2 yellow belts. We're pulling out 30 per second. So the threshold should be 30 times the number of seconds it takes for a train to get here, I guess. Can we time that? I doubt we can. Roughly. 1. That was about 12 seconds and it didn't have to stop. Let's say sometimes it has to stop, call it 15 seconds. 15 30s in theory. 450. So that means it tries to hold 8,000. When 450 is missing, it triggers a train to come and get what it needs. If another 450 goes missing in the meantime, it sends another train. So that might be too high, actually, because we also need to factor in the time for the train to get from the depot to here, which, if it's already on the way because the threshold is a bit smaller, would be good. I mean, the 8,000 will last us a long time. If, you know, you build the buffer up that high and then... Yeah, I don't know. I can't quite get in my head the relationship between these numbers, either of them, and what the trains are going to do. What we want to happen is there's always ore here. That's what we're looking for. What we don't want is trains going to grab an irrelevant amount. You know, like 100 all the time is a waste of fuel, when a train, even this basic one, can hold 2,000. So should the threshold can't be more than 2,000. That's one thing. That would be a waste of trains. It should be less than, yeah, probably significantly less than 2,000. Or not significantly less. Or is it the other way? We always want a full train load, so set the request threshold to 2,000. Just make sure that the buffer amount is big enough to handle waiting on a train of that size. Say that was 2,000. And 8,000 seems like a big enough buffer threshold to handle that. Let's try that. 2,000 and 8,000, wherever they came from. Can I copy paste? No, I need to be next to it. The cool thing is there's lots of trains active around here and they're not really having any traffic issues. It's pretty cool. I mean, at the moment, you know, from what I've seen. There's a whole bunch of them queued up waiting down here. That's kind of okay. So we're now saying only bring us a full train load. Which, what's the betting that's not even available? It is. Might not be for long. All of these are grabbing a full load. Just while this builds up. The throughput rate. We've got time to watch it for a while because the output isn't going to fill up. This guy's waiting to unload. They've not really reached the 8,000 I've asked for yet. Means their behaviour isn't quite what it will be. They're going to build it up to 8,000, then they're going to wait till it hits 6,000. Then they're going to come and take a whole trainload and bring it in. So really it is just that 6,000 needs to last the time it takes for a train to get from the depot to here and then make the delivery. Which 6,000 definitely will. That's probably overkill. If it gets down to 4,000, another train will be sent to do another 2,000, which is irrelevant. Because the first train comes in and keeps loading. So yeah, I think, as far as I can work out, and you know, it might take a long time for my brain to really get this, and a lot of seeing different things work. It's the difference between the two numbers. So we can say always bring a train load. Although, like, we've set it up so that we don't do that. Or don't have to do that. With the stopping of the inserters. So more we set it up so we can specifically ask for a full train load rather than coincidentally getting a full train load, which is better. Interestingly, they're not managing to fill it up quick enough. It's not getting closer to the 8,000. But it might be now. There's just fewer trains around, I guess. This guy is going to the northern one. The fact we're using all the electricity has got lots of trains bringing coal as well. We should go change those settings in a similar vein for the same reason. It's unloading there. No one's unloading in the south, but there should be a train tasked to do it. There just isn't enough iron ore available for this. Okay. So we're not really going to see it working properly because we're producing 3 belts of iron ore and consuming 4, or attempting to. So yeah, I don't really know. All I know is we're getting lots and lots of triggers to move coal, so I would like to change those numbers. I can cross here safely. Drive up around the corner and change that somewhat. But until we get more iron ore flowing, we're not going to be able to see them working properly because we're asking for too much. Which is a shame, but we are also smelting way more than we currently need, given that we're not using it at all. Let's go. Like I say, it'll probably just take a long time and lots of different things and looking at different things to work out what these numbers should be and how they are directly affecting specific behaviour of different trains. But for now, can't see any reason to have this different. A full train load is 2,000. Let's say we want to hold 8,000 here because we can. If the number was smaller, like if that number was 2,000, then you'd hit 0 before they go and get anything, which is no good. If it's 4,000, then the second train would go to get another 2,000. A third train wouldn't go, which is not a bad thing. If the consumption rate is faster than that, you'd have a problem. The bigger this number is, the more simultaneous trains would be trying to load themselves all the way up and get here. It's interesting. Did we work out how much coal we're using here? We did. What's that, 54 coal per second? If they're all fired up, which is nowhere near, right? Yeah, well, almost a quarter of them are firing. If we were planning on 50 per second arriving here, and they're coming in blocks of 2,000, then each 2,000 lasts 40 seconds. It's not very long. Not very long at all. So the number of active trains we want trying to supply here would be however many 40 seconds it takes to get from the depot to the coal and to here, which is probably 1 or maybe 2. So I'd expect it would be good if we only asked for 4,000. But we'll leave it at 8 because it probably isn't doing any harm. Keep half an eye on the trains while I cross track. Those numbers will do for now. They're better than it constantly sending 100 over and over and over again when a train can handle more. And I guess we'll see over time how we adjust them. When we go to retrofit things with different belts, we can change the numbers and stuff anyway, so it's all cool. For now, it'll do. Things are active, they are moving. Stuff is happening around the base, which is always exciting. Let me park up there. Ish. Should I go down and build in the stone smelting then? It's a relatively simple copy paste, except for the signals need changing. What do I need to do that? I need another 48 electric furnaces, which I can't currently make, and probably some other stuff, but it could be enough on me. Okay, let's just let's make another 48 electric furnaces and then see. Oops, crashed into something. Need steel, okay. Try scooping it. And I need more of the other one, okay. Which is here. Inventory's full, right. Make some space so I don't confuse myself then. For 32 and a bit more. It's 40, I reckon. No, there we go, 48. Oh, I do need some more red chips, but I'm handcrafting them with whatever I had. That's fine. Gets rid of some of the junk in the inventory, I guess. Grab all that back. Hopefully that's good. Let's head down there and get it done. Hopefully. It's a simple copy paste and try and avoid getting iron ore delivered there before I can change the signal to request stone instead. Kind of hit that tree on purpose, didn't I? That power consumption is... Well, those smelters are not going to run all the time either. They're going to fill in and then slow right down, so power consumption is going to be high temporarily, not permanently. That's fine. 2,000 coal requested, yeah. 3/4 of the iron requested because we don't have that much. Makes a lot of sense. And actually the trains coming here are going further than they need to because we haven't populated the nearby depot. Let's get this built in and then we'll perhaps do that next, populate that depot with more trains. It would be best. This one just north of us now. Get the pole for the unneeded roboports moved. I don't want to copy what's in there without renaming the stations or putting the constant combinator signals in, so that's very awkward. I have to just do it and then tidy up the mess it makes. Not really. I can grab the inside. Is that enough? Not quite. That doesn't, yeah, it doesn't grab the station, so it's a good amount of it. Let's put that in. And then, oh, I know what I could do. Just make a blueprint temporarily. Take out the station. I'll tell if I have or haven't done it. Didn't look like it. No, it's like there we go, that's the station. I don't know if I got that one. I think I did. I think I got that one. I could, yeah. Make a blueprint but give it random name. I kind of wanted to keep the name because it's got the right name. Let's try that. Put that over there and then we don't need that anymore. In theory. We are going to build another one, so maybe I should have kept it. Another one for the copper. But I will. Just look at the station. Should have all the right wiring except the station needs a green wire from the pole to that pole. That's into the light, that's back up to the pole. Everything else looks good, looks right. Unless I might just be missing something entirely because I'm, who knows. Looks fine, I think it'll behave right. Make some more wooden chests, no doubt we're going to need them. All looks right, except that is going to be stone bricks, not iron plates. There we go. Good. Build a bit more as we head round. I can do this station 2. So all that's going to happen here is it's going to send the wrong signal, so actually I'm going to cancel that and redo it. Yeah, that's not a good bit to copy either. Bit annoying. Yeah, I'm not really kind of uncertain now. I've intentionally built in the point of not having to take a whole train load, but all these things want a whole train load. I guess maybe later on when we're producing end products will be more relevant to like not always wanting a whole trainload delivery, just wanting a small amount because they consume them slower than smelting iron consumes iron ore, I guess. For now, a whole trainload is correct. Maybe. Let's go with 8,000. This is what we've done everywhere. Bring a whole bunch of stone here. Yep. Let's build out all of this. Yeah, it's going to send, what, 4 trains immediately. Which, going to empty this out of stone completely. What are we pulling here? 2... Right, we're only making 2 lines of stone and we're trying to smelt up 4 of them, so that's not going to go well. And I did see the note we've run out of iron ore, basically. Yeah. Oops. Interesting one. I did tell it not to empty the iron as well, which setting them for specific numbers helps with that. But it doesn't appear to have. The chests are not even, and they should be. Oh well. I'm sure it won't really matter, it's just... I don't know. Would have been nice if everything loaded and unloaded perfectly evenly all the time, because putting in the circuit network to make it do that would take up a lot more space that I just don't want to do. The whole thing would be made a lot easier with a couple of mods to put a big warehouse or joined up chests or whatever, you know, rather than lots of individual ones. Then we could manage what goes in and out a lot easier. But I did want to stay quite close to vanilla, and I thought that took it a bit far for, you know, experimenting with this idea. If that's one of the conclusions we come out with at the end of this, and that's good to know. That is a bit late. Hopefully it's not sending any iron here because we don't have any. Send a stone instead. It is wired. D7 South, it's requested stone. Did it? Don't suppose I'll be able to see yet. 47. No. What was this? Yeah, I can't see yet. What do you eat? South? Yeah. Seems to have avoided it. Although, yeah, we're out of stone already. It would take a while to avoid that problem on account of... We need to fill in buffers on both sides, which will take a while to begin with, and then, yeah, we don't have enough stone to feed it. So yeah, getting out there and getting more resources plugged in pretty soon would be good. Should have prioritised that maybe, but I do, you know, I want to get a bit of stuff up and running. We'll do the copper as well, and then we'll look at getting more raw materials plugged in and doing it proper. We're trying to smelt 4 belts worth. We should be mining up 4 belts worth. I know. Station put in as well, so I should just need to put a green wire in the station to that pole. When they build those combinators, change the signal to stone brick. They should be good. Few bits of belt. Seems good. Okay. Jump covering all this and let the robots build it all. all good? Looks it. Work our way upwards. There's all the smelters put in. As I've run out, must be the right number. Yep, looks good. All the inserters, a few at the top, the others all look like they're there. Check for little pink marks, I guess. Some on the other side that are missing. And then just, yeah, fill in the belt, obviously. Some down here as well. Oh, I guess I ran out of long handles before I made them. Yeah. I made them and they're topped up now. Good. Stone being delivered in that side. It's something. And there is more apparently. Trainers come to collect it. I don't see any pink dots. And I changed all the signals. So everything should be good on the stone brick making front too, as good as it can be with what we're feeding in. Seems good as the iron. Yeah, it's all backed up. It's all filled in and backed up now. Not that much of a buffer because it's wooden chests, I guess. Intentionally so. We want it to flow rather than building big storage of it. Really killed us in the last run. Having like too much just sat in storage and swallowing up throughput. Not flowing. Should be good then. As we start actually consuming it, we can see whether the supply of materials is any good or not in that context too. Perfect. 2 sets of smelting. We just need to extend our grid further up and probably do the copper smelting next to the copper. Be my preference. Before we go up there, let's populate this depot. We should probably build in this depot, as that's the one that ought to be doing the iron stuff too. Just wanted them doing the ones surrounding them, which more and more feels like overkill, but that's how I want it. Better to be overkill than underkill. So yeah, let's get what we need to populate that depot. Maybe top up on the rail stuff so that we can build the next depot too. Maybe. I think we will. What do I need? More signals, more stations, more everything. You put in here the stuff we won't need for that job. Oh, we do need some of them, don't we? Bit awkward. Actually, kind of need everything. Fine. Let me put some of the stuff in here that we will need. And we'll grab the other stuff that we will need as well. Which I think was more of everything. Our poles don't need so many actually for a depot. Signals need to top up. 5 stacks should be enough for 1 square. Stations we need a lot to do a depot. Can't remember actually. It's 29, 30. 1, 2, 3 and some spare just in case I'm wrong. Always good. Constant combinators, we've got plenty. Not even sure they're involved. Let's get some rail. A lot of that is needed. That's probably enough. Amps, wires, signals are grabbed, poles, yeah, all good. So we need 28 locomotives, 56 locomotives for 2 depots. We're not going to fit all that, are we? No way. But we need to make more Let's do one at a time then. So we need 28 locomotives and 16 cargo wagons. 25, 28, 16 cargo wagons and 12 fluid wagons. We'll fill in one depot, then we'll build the other depot, then we'll come back. I don't want to put a bunch of rail in there temporarily. Get another 12 fluid wagons. 16. It might be the right number. Kind of lost count now, but 16 cargo wagons. And then locomotives we need. How many I've got here? 5. 28. Which is exactly what we got there. Perfect. Okay, so I've got enough for both depots. Swap that around. Well, that'll do. Yeah, that'll do. Go set up the trains in the depot that exists. That'll clear some infantry space. Go build the second depot. And then put the trains in that one too. I mean, evidently they're not like needed right now. There's a lot of trains sat around doing nothing, but the more the base springs into life, the more those trains are going to be active, and just don't really know. So more depots than we need would be acceptable problem to have. Them right way round and into their stations. They can get themselves fueled up while they're there. Oh, which makes me think, should we change the fuel request here? See, that number can probably stay small, can't it? I mean, I know it's a waste to send the train to just get 100 though. There's one thought I had, was like, if it's going to bring a load, it should bring a whole load. But it could run out here and it wouldn't be the end of the world for a short minute. None of them are consuming fuel at that rate. So we could make it 2,000 and 2,000. So it asks for 2,000, that stores there, and then when it runs out, another load of 2,000 is brought over. Maybe? Seems fine. Sure. I mean, let's try it. Do the same down here, then we'll need to run up to the other depot and change that, and so on and so on. The more different things we try around the base, the more information we get to kind of learn from, I guess, so we'll give that a go here, why not? While we're down here. You want 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 like that, and 6 like that. Oops. Make sure they're attached. Good. Yeah, all 2,000 of that came through pretty quick. If it ever was that, and then a bit more. Hey, Whito. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well, man. Having a good Wednesday. We're doing well. Poking at stuff. Having fun. We've got a, you know, a grid is taking shape, which is always good fun. Liking the look of it. Trains are driving around and doing stuff. Also, like the look of that. Do like trains. Is that good? That's all named right, I think, so we can activate these. Where are we? 48 North Depot. MN 48 North Depot, yeah. I hope I'm copy pasting that. Yeah, they're just not switched on. There we go. To the south as well. Just chilling today's day birthday. Oh man, happy birthday. Hope it's a good one. A chill one's always good though. That's my preference actually. Not to make too big of a fuss of it and just chill out for the day. Sounds like a good plan. 48 South Depot looks right. Let's not run in front of them while I do this. They're all switched on too. One of them's out there doing something. Good for it. Delivering some stone from the looks of it. Cool. So I'm just going to head north and change the settings on that depot up there to be the same numbers as we did here. Just see how that goes. And then we'll build the other depot in the southeast kind of area. Prefer the same. The more of them you have, the less important they are, I guess. Is when I was a child, I loved having a big, fancy birthday party, but yeah. These days, some video games and I don't know, treat myself to a beer or something. That's good enough for me. Oh, I'm missing some drills. Oops. Not sure why I'm missing some drills, but I am. About a dozen that I can't craft at the moment. We'll fix that at some point. Yeah, they're not using much fuel, you can tell, because the wood that we threw in here hasn't made it far. It's going to make it even less far now that we're going to stack a bunch of coal on top of it, I guess. In fact, that's just not going to work, so let me take the wood away. We'll find something else to do with that. Let's head back down. I'm not far from the base. Do I want to... I'd rather drive up there. It's quicker to make the dozen missing drills. Let's do that before I forget about it. Not that we need the copper ore, but if we've, you know, put the ghosts there, I'd rather get them built. These out on the way past. We know we're going to want them down eventually. And drive ourselves to find some iron, I assume is what I'm missing. Just throw that wood in here with the rest of it. Where are we? Electric mining drill. Yep. Bunch of iron. That'll make enough of them, and some spares for anywhere else I may have forgotten them. But let's also have a tiny bit of spare iron in case there's anything else. Seems likely. can see from the instructions that we're not making enough of anything. Might be a reason to reduce those numbers that we're requesting. Or, I don't know. If we mine up more, it should just balance itself out better. LTN's supposed to be that clever. I drove way too far, didn't I? Get the drills done and then I'll move the car. Okay, any little pink dots? Can't really tell when it's on the NOR patch whether there are. Everything looks okay. We'll see. If I walk past it, we'll be told, so try not to get run over. What mods are we playing with? Let me show you. Although I think you can... is it that? Is that... that's up to date. That is good, but I can also... the list is here on screen on the save things, so mostly quality of life stuff. I mean, look at what isn't quality of life. Better train system is like faster trains and bigger wagons, which I'm going to try keeping everything vanilla up to a point. Then we can see what faster trains look like just for the fun. Greenhouse, so we have a wood source without trees. That's just nice to have. Don't use much wood, but I do like the wooden power poles as we've seen, so I do need it. An LTN, and that's kind of it. So it's, you know, very close to vanilla as far as I'm concerned. Might just need to add like flare stack or something, not sure yet. If we can find a way of not using it, that would be great. I'm not sure we will. I think this is the right spot. So it's depot, 2 gaps, depot. So there's 2 gaps there. So yeah, there should be one here. Let's mark out tree destruction as far as we can see. And then get the depot blueprint, which we need to cut that middle section there out first. Did say it might be easier if we built around the depot before putting it in, but don't really want to build that many right now. Put that in, but that renames a couple. That's annoying. MP48 East. And that one's getting ripped out, so that won't be a problem. Looks fine. Let's get it built. Or am I storing anything in here we're going to need? Maybe. Kind of. Swap them. We'll put them in a minute. For that stuff. Because we probably need some of that for the unloading stations here. We do, but we also need to downgrade to yellow belt. Should do it. See if the robots can handle this. Is this guy doing hovering there? Oh, I'm... Okay. My inventory's full. Let's just place some rail, that'll free up some space. Maybe not. Run back to the car to make some space, but I'd rather not. Keep building bits of rail everywhere. There we go. I managed to fit that wood inside now. I'm getting to sort out the bits they need to pull up and replace bit by bit. Focus on this edge and then we'll move in. Or do the usual, walk around the outside first and then do the internals. It's missing there. Why is that corner good? That one shouldn't be there. What am I missing here? They just shouldn't be there. One of them needs to be there to join everything up. Oh, no, it doesn't. There's nothing to join there. Sure, none of them should be there. Makes a bit more sense. We're missing... Oh, it's the station, that's fine. What's the bottom, yeah? These poles put in everything for the next square over. Which don't really need to build anytime soon. Just random empty ones. Be good to kind of set up the production of solar stuff within the grid relatively early, and then any squares that appear that are just kind of in the middle of nowhere with no specific plan, we can fill in with solar. Just to have something, some power generation all over the place would be good. Don't know what else will go in random spots. I mean, there's crude here that we're probably going to need a lot of space to work in. Doubt we'll be able to refine it in the same square that we pump it up. Kind of want to spread that round. Well, either each process of the oil refining wants to be spread around because the trains with fluid wagons are spread around, and it would balance things nicely for the flow of it all. Or we squeeze them all into a very tight area and only have fluid wagons in the local depot. Could be good as well. Maybe we can just make the base big enough that we try both of those options at different ends of it. Experiment a bit. Only doing 1-1 trains. Yep, that's the idea. Want to kind of, I guess, see where the limit is of that. How many rockets per minute can we launch using just 1-1 trains? Plus they're really cute looking. Those tiny little trains with just one little wagon behind them. And they're fast. Hopefully. I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping to see that tiny little trains with nuclear fuel in them go very, very fast, and that looks kind of fun. All them trees dealt with, looks like it. That patch, still this patch over here, we'll do that in a minute. The rest of the corner's good. Head up. It's a station. Right, so that is MQ47 North. That is MQ48 South Depot. I think. That random tree out of the way. That radar uncovered anything? No. Might want a new mod. This makes radar stronger. I wonder if I said that before. I must have. Need the scanning to happen to uncover anything. It just takes a while. Oh well. I'll have to be patient. Clear these trees out without taking the rail up again. That didn't last long. I take away there a signal, chain signal, should be there, in line with that one, but a chain because it's the entrance. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, probably got inventory space to clear out more trees. Like I say, we're going to want them all gone eventually, so now's as good a time as any. That lot done. Is that station that? Oh, and that one. So that is MR48 West. This is MQ49 South. Looks right. And that is the outer ring done. Yep, let's move in then. Grab that pole while we're here. No signal there. Sure, there wouldn't be. Don't necessarily want to stamp anything because we are going to change train fuel quite often, a few times. This is where we did 2000, 2000. Let's keep giving that a go. So request coal for now. Although they can't actually path here at the moment. Might have been a bit premature doing that. Try and build that path in. Oh, also it's named wrong. That is MQ48 North. That should complete the path. Train should be able to make it in there now. Although, I don't know if renaming it broke the train that was trying to do it. Where is it? On its way from the looks of it. Seems good. Oh. Though it didn't unload. Interesting. Did it fail to load enough, or is it returning home with coal sent in it? It's returning home with coal sent in it. Don't like that. We wipe out your instructions. Tell you to come back down here. MQ48 North. That one. Just come down here. So another train might be sent to do it, I guess. But that's fine, we just end up with too much here, whatever. Work through it eventually. Or pretty quick once we put the initial trains down, it'll swallow up most of that. Yeah, unloading fine. Why did he leave early? Oh, because I haven't wired in the chests, maybe. Maybe? Shouldn't matter. The wrong thing. This is what I'm after. Who knows? Should just be able to copy paste that, shouldn't I? I'll do all the wires and the signal. Should have just done that to begin with. Maybe that'll make it behave better. Let's do the same down here while we're here. Get the wires put in properly. And then you, Mr. Train, can go back to... Well, I'm going to assume it's MN51. It was South Depot, wasn't it? Try that. That was correct. Missed anything there? No. Good on that way round. Did that station, get this one done. Is that the right name? No, that has changed name somehow at some point. Oh, because I've just pasted in the wires. Silly me. So MQ48. That should be better, hopefully. Should be a train on its way with some coal, unless we've just burned through all of our coal supply. No path. Right, now there's a path. Yep, and he's underway, I think. Good. While we're here, that's a depot. That one is named correctly. I think. Still going, so I guess it's still smelting. Yeah. But there is something wrong with the way I'm balancing it. They are going into the bottom chests more than the top ones. They shouldn't be. You know, as far as I can work out. But yeah, there's like 300 more in the bottom chest than the top ones, so it's not balancing it right, and that may or may not matter in the long term, but it would be nice if they would. Yeah, they all named correct. Or at least the same. Yep, good. And then they're all good. Top of the 4x4 needs a splitter before the 2. Where's an example of one we've changed then? Down here. Here, you mean? Because it's not pushing back to these two? Below these two. Right. Which is this one, no? As in that's the same, unless you need it twice, but would be doing the same thing. I think. Is then move those two forward and have a splitter behind it there. Which would, yeah, would do the same job as this one. Just touching the two that come out of the, but they've just gone through that one. Interesting. It would feed, so that should... I think you can achieve it by feeding this one back round, which we have elsewhere. Possibly. So confusing. Thought it wasn't taking the one side. Yeah. In my head, this line goes in, it can split in every direction and does equally, and therefore should be evenly spread across the 3. But I think that isn't happening. The amount of splitters doesn't split it evenly. It's not dividing one line into 3, even when one of them backs up. So yes, something about it isn't right. Maybe not far off, but it still isn't right. Could try looping a side around and see if it happens. Where have we still got the loop? The loop's anywhere we're doing 3 to 3, which is less relevant. There we're doing 6 to 6, same theory. But here, yeah. This is more relevant because it turns 4 to 4. Even though it's 3 in and 3 out. A quarter of what goes in is coming back and then being quartered out again. So this makes more sense to me, like where the output is, or the same as the input, yeah. Or less than, maybe. Don't know. It's especially not important if those chests are full. So if our consumption is lower than our production, it won't really matter. But if our consumption is higher than our production, it will start pulling it unevenly, which will make the wagons load slower, in theory. If it becomes very unbalanced, they'll be loading from just a couple of chests rather than all of them. Potentially. I doubt it's going to be an issue, but still, you know, it does bother me. There's no coal down here, so there should be a train on the... Yep, on the way. Okay. This is, I've forgotten already, MQ48 North Depot. I think. MQ48 South, yeah. MQ48 North Depot, good. Use that name across as we go. Give them the depot signal. Annoy the robots by running away from them. What am I missing? I'm missing a wooden chest, okay. Can make some more of them. Just the one, right. Good. Any little pink dots anywhere? No. Other than the oil, they're fine. Looks good. Depot's built, named up, signalled up. Should be good. Just need to stick the trains in it. But we are just over 2 hours in, which is time for a short break for us on the stream and to cut the video for YouTube, of course. Gonna pause so we don't waste any resources or whatever. I'll just take 5 minutes to do the usual. Top the drink up, wander around, give the brain a short rest. YouTube guys, we will catch you in the next video, of course. Thank you for watching so far. And thank you for the YouTube viewers recently who've been leaving their feedback, you know, the likes, the subscriptions, the comments. Very much appreciated. Do continue doing all that. And do continue joining us in the future videos as well. Twitch guys, I'll be 5 minutes. See you shortly.